Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I have an exciting announcement to make before we dive into this reading. I am open to private readings, private and personalized meditations, and animal healings. If you are interested in any of these, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It will also be linked in the description box below. And if this reading resonates with you, which is on the August 1st, 2023 Supermoon in Aquarius. Don't forget to give this reading a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There we go. It helps me get back into favor with the YouTube algorithm gods who I've fallen out of favor with since I had to take that time off to take care of sick family members. So thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this supermoon. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, okay. So 3. Oh, okay. No, that's too many. This one. Okay, that's it. That's what Spirit's saying. It's like, no, look at the first one. So we have here the Prince of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So just know that we can have a tendency during this time to let our tempers get the best of us. Also to be really impetuous, really fiery, really just intense. And then it'll just fizzle out and we'll be like, okay, I'm on to the next thing. We can also be very attracted to people in our lives or just attracted to people in general who are like this. They can be super intense and then they just fizzle out and disappear. So just be aware of this energy during this time because I see it's like a firecracker, right? It explodes and then it's done. So just be aware of this. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. So here we have balance. Now, this one fell out on its side. So it means that we're kind of shifting our balance, shifting the way that we're moving forward, shifting what we're seeing. We can feel at times that things are in perfect harmony from this full moon to the next full moon. This full moon is on the 1st of August. The next full moon is on the 30th of August. So this is a really special, really powerful month. Both are super moons. The second one on the 30th of August is also a blue moon. So we're going to be finding that a lot of things are coming back into balance, back into harmony, but we're also looking at like what is in balance in my life? What is harmonious, what isn't, how am I moving forward? Where do I want to be? Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Interesting. Okay. We are we are becoming unstuck, which is a huge thing for us during this time. There's resistance, around the sun energy, which is in Leo, represented by the wands in the minor arcana. The moon energy, which is Aquarius, represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We have a resistance to this moon energy for one reason or another, but it actually teaches us a whole lot. It really moves us forward in a tremendous way. And so that's a really good thing. That's a really positive thing. Let's see what this moon has to say astrologically. So again, this full moon is on the 1st of August. It is in Aquarius. It's a supermoon, which means it's closer to the earth, which intensifies, the power of the moon, the power of the full moon. The full moon is 9 degrees 15 minutes in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius energy is all about community, collaborations, grassroots. It's about the mind, the intellect, innovation. So that comes through as student energy, and we're kind of resisting what this moon is teaching us. So just be aware of that. Leo energy is all about heart energy. It's about letting our life shine and letting ourselves shine in a very positive way. Leos can be astoundingly charismatic, pull you in, just absolutely enchanting people. But they can also be people with huge egos who we can find very annoying. It depends where they are in their journey, if they're embracing the positive form of Leo or the negative form of Leo. So just be aware of this during this time, that the negative form of Leo, where, people's egos and our own egos are going to come forward very intensely, can kind of trip us up during this time. This is a time where the head and the heart are in conflict with one another, and we'll feel this in varying degrees, again, depending on where we are in our journey. It's time to move out of the strictly logical head and into the heart energy, because love is the most transformative force in the whole entire universe. Now, there is a asteroid. This is the largest asteroid in our solar system, and this is Characlaw. Now, Characlaw is the wife of Chiron in Greek mythology, and Characlaw is conjunct the supermoon. So this brings beautiful, beautiful, really intense energy of holding sacred space in silence. So there's going to be a power of holding that sacred space, but there's also going to be power in silence during this time. Beautiful energy, okay? Just absolutely beautiful. There's also this really powerful energy of healing people, of connecting with our own personal healing, and the energy of healing for others. Combined with the Aquarius moon, it really helps us move forward without judgment. There's a real sense of I'm I'm freeing myself from judgment, from harshness, from ridicule, hurt, pain. The north node is conjunct Eris, which is a dwarf planet. Now, Eris in mythology, Greek mythology, is the warrior sister of Mars. Eris leads us to truth, to justice, to equality, and also leads us to stand in our own power. Now, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which has us fighting for our beliefs and what is correct. Now, because, excuse me, because of this intense warrior energy, we can find this time to be a little bit combative. So just be aware of this. We can find that people have really strong opinions, are really powerful and passionate about voicing them no matter what. And we can feel overwhelmed by this. But we can also find that we have really strong opinions and are powerful and determined to voice them too. So just know that there needs to be a balance during this time. That's why balance comes in. It's on its side, because we tend to think, especially during this time with, Mars conjunct Jupiter, we're ruled by Jupiter too. So that is intense. Mars conjunct Jupiter and the North Lunar Node conjunct Eris, we tend to think we're right. And so we just have to be aware of this. And we tend to be a little bit quick to take offense and to, say, okay, battle time, coming forward. Venus is conjunct the Grand Trine, which is an astoundingly visionary, inspiring, powerful, powerful, powerful time. Saturn is conjunct Mercury, which helps us focus our mind and stay on track, stay moving forward the way that we need to. Now, that's going to really help us get things done, really utilize that Saturn conjunct Mercury energy. Uranus is squared Venus. Now, this is a little bit tricky, okay? So, if you're in a relationship, you can feel rather restless. You can want more freedom and more independence. We can kind of be quick to hit the, I'm walking away button. Just be aware of this. This restlessness can come up for good reasons, or it can just come up because it's part of life. So, just be aware of this. Now, if we're not in a relationship, what's really interesting is somebody can come into our lives completely out of the blue and very opposite from either who we're usually attracted to, or how we would think the person who would be in our lives would be. This is going to be very opposite to that. So just be aware, they're very different from us. And maybe not even opposite, but when we first see them, we're going to think opposite, like this isn't right. And then when we connect, It's going to be like, oh, wow, this is so right. So just be aware of this. Now, financially, this is a volatile time, okay, with Uranus squared Venus. So just be aware of this. Just be aware that it can be financially volatile. Volatile. Jupiter is squared the sun and the moon. Again, we're ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is in Taurus, very grounded, very steady energy coming forward within us and really guiding us. Now, this makes things much more dramatic, much bigger. So just be aware of this with Jupiter squared the sun and the moon. This also has us leaving behind complexity. Like it's like I don't want things to be complicated, and we can really see that here with the 5 of cups reverse. It's like I don't want things to be complicated. I want it to be simple. I'm getting that quote from Confucius, name it simply, name it easy for people to understand. And that's going to be kind of like our motto during this time. I want it to be easy to understand, that you get it at first glance. And this also has us coming much more down to earth. We're going to be much more down to earth. And people can get frustrated with that. They want things to be much more complex. And we're going to kind of be pulling away their complexity and be like, well, don't you just mean this? Like, isn't it just that? And so there can be somebody, I see that here, like somebody gets a little bit annoyed with this. So just be aware. We have the Ace of Wands coming through. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of passion, of creativity. This is really illuminating the darkness, saying, I am moving forward in this energy, in this grace, in this power, in this determination. And really, we're letting ourselves shine, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, are we taking this energy? Well, we do have us taking it. We do have the Prince of Wands coming up, and we'll have to see with the subconscious if we take it in a very positive way. But just know that the illumination of our passion can lead us to being, again, very hasty, very quick to judge, very kind of mercurial even. So just be aware of this. With the 4 of Cups, okay? Change your mind. Well, it's not change your mind, change your life, but it is. It's a sense of we are going to tend to focus on very certain things and think, okay, all the answers right here. And Spirit's like, no, look this way. So we're going to be pulled out of the way that we're normally seeing things, how we're normally looking at things, and pulled into this energy that Spirit is saying, hey, I need you to come and look at this. Now, I don't know exactly what this is, but it's going to illuminate things very well for us. But it's also going to be like, it's not as bad as you think. Okay. And I know people are sitting here like going, Dane, it is really bad, or it's more than I can handle. And it all depends on where we are in our journey. But Spirit is telling us we have to pull ourselves out of this right here, because this is lower energy vibration. This is a sense of like kind of heartbreak, pain, hurt, disappointment, anger, frustration, being overwhelmed. This is yeah, that's it. It's being overwhelmed energy. It's like I'm right here. For whatever reason, whatever we have gone through, it's like, no, I'm here and I'm kind of making myself small, protecting myself. I see that as like I'm really kind of pulling myself into me, and Spirit's like, hey, look up. And that's going to be one of the things we need to do. We need to look up. We need to stretch our bodies. We need to look up. We need to let energy flow into us. We also need to raise our energy vibration by getting out of this muck and mire. It moves us to the 3 of Cups reverse. Somebody, okay? They were supposed to be able to celebrate us. They were supposed to help lessen the load. They couldn't, or they can't. And this is just something here where it's like we have to come to terms with that. Even if it might be hard, it might be frustrating, it might be overwhelming. It's like, okay, I come to terms with this energy that's right here, that disappointed me, that let me down, that made more for me to carry. And that's what the 3 of Cups reversed. And it's like, okay, I get this. I get this. And there's just a sharp knowing, a sharp understanding, but there's also a sense of like, this really strengthens you. I know nobody wants to hear that, but the way we grow as human beings is through adversity. And I know we don't need more adversity in our lives, but there's just something here where you're learning how absolutely powerfully strong you are. Did you need to learn this? No, you probably could have lived your whole entire life without ever knowing this piece of information and been quite happy too. But here, this is a betrayal, a hurt, a devastation, a heartbreak that all of a sudden you're seeing yourself, and you're starting to see yourself in a very powerful light, in a sense of like, oh wow, am I strong? Like seriously, Sagittarius, something from the 1st of August to the 30th of August, you're going to be seeing yourself in just a whole new way. And it leads you, I'm just seeing like an iron spine. It's like it leads you to standing so tall and so proud. It's not that you're unbending, and you're unyielding. That's not it at all. But it's like, I am so much stronger than I ever thought I could be. Now, this moon, because it's in Aquarius and we have this Aquarius energy coming forward, is going to be teaching us a lot of lessons. But we're going to kind of reject them as they come. We're going to be like, no, I don't want to learn this. And no, I don't want to see this. It's about connecting with our voice. And it's going to be a very powerful thing during this time, Sagittarius, to connect with our voice, what we love, what we want, what we're moving forward in. There's almost a sense of, well, I don't get to have that, because there's just a bleakness. I don't know if I know I live in New England and it has been raining so much. It can be because of the weather, right? It can be just like, oh my gosh, another gray, rainy day. And then when it is sunny, it's so hot and humid and the mosquitoes are everywhere. So it can just be being frustrated that way. And it's making us a little sad weather wise. But I see this also as a lot of things that we had thought were going to happen by this time, they haven't. And so now we're just upset with ourselves and I can't be proud of me. And Spirit's like, why? Why? It's not in your time, it's in divine time. And we have to stop obsessing over youth or over how we should be moving forward in things and say, but this is who I am. And this was my journey. And if this was a novel, it would be one heck of an interesting read. You're also going to see that animals are connecting with you. My gosh, do you have a strong connection with animals, bringing you messages like connecting with you? You can even have dreams of animals who have passed, like hear them barking or meowing or squawking, whatever that animal did. But they're connecting with you quite powerfully, and you're kind of pushing that away. One, because of heartbreak, and two, because it's a little bit overwhelming. It's like, ooh, what's going on here? So just be aware of that. Your animals connecting with you, especially those who have passed, but you're going to find that you're getting a lot of messages, but you're pushing those messages away during this moon. And from full moon to full moon, it's going to keep on growing, right? So coming to accept this is going to be a very powerful, very beautiful thing. You were stuck. You were very stuck, Sagittarius. And it's like, okay, just own it, say it. It's like, okay, I was stuck and now I'm stopping being stuck. Now I'm not. I'm not being held back. I'm not being small. I'm not being kept from where I'm supposed to be. I was held back and now I'm not. This is breaking free. This isn't even making this, well, okay. So this can be making the logical choice to change your mind and change your life, right? But this is a sense of, I'm just tired of this. There's really a sense of being fed up with something, some way of seeing things, being held back in a certain way. And it's like, no, I am not small anymore. And that, if you take one thing away from this reading, take away that I am not small anymore. You're powerful, you're beautiful, you're tenacious, you are going places. Embrace it, let it in. And then we move, as Spirit says all that, to the fact that a door is closing. It is. It's just like it's closed. I could just hear a slamming of a door. And there's this real sense of, oh, well, I'm not going that way. And that kind of throws us for a little bit here, Sagittarius. It's like, but I'm supposed to be going that way. It was supposed to be like that. And Spirit's like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Open up your eyes, open up yourself. It's time to move forward. And it's also time to stop obsessing about the future. There's something here where I almost see that crystal drop. No, I don't almost. I see that crystal ball dropping. There we go. And with that crystal ball dropping, it's like, stop looking towards the future. Stop looking towards the future. Stand right now in your power and be proud of you. I mean, that is so important. A door closes and it's slightly devastating, slightly overwhelming, slightly scary, but we're moving forward, but just not that way. So just know that. Now, with the Chariot, now this is Cancer energy reversed. So we can be having a bit of difficulty with the Cancer. Just be aware of that. We can also have a bit of difficulty connecting with our heart, what we love. There could have been an issue that came up between June 21st and July 21st, because that's the Cancer time frame. Excuse me. And there's a sense here of, okay, my emotions a bit out of control. Like they're a bit everywhere. I have to rein them in, but I don't know how. It's being overwhelmed emotionally. And this means that when we're in Leo season, and as we're in Leo season, we're having a bit of difficulty connecting with our heart, connecting with what we love, connecting with the way that we want to move forward, because we're afraid it's just going to drown us. It's just going to be too overwhelming. And so, what Spirit is saying here, we have to embrace our emotions. We have to turn this around. And it's easier to turn a card around than it is to turn around how we feel. But we need to rein in how we're moving forward, what we're going after, what we desire, what we want, what we're feeling. Right now, it's running amok, 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 amok. And Spirit's like, stop it, stop it. It is time to say enough is enough. I can have my feelings, but my feelings don't get to control me. I'm opening up my heart, but it is the heart and the mind coming together, because just being ruled by the heart and going off of emotions can make us very unstable. It can make it like very hard for people to know where we stand and for us to know where we stand. So here, there's going to be a coming together of the heart and the mind, but something right now feels like it's emotionally just being run and it's being out of control. Because remember, chariots back in the ancient times, they were the ancient equivalent to a tank. A chariot driver was like a race car driver, right? It was such a skill and it took so much practice. So here, when it's out of control, it's dangerous. When our emotions are out of control, it can feel dangerous, overwhelming. Like, I don't know how to move forward. Trusting our heart, but also saying to our heart, it has to make sense, is very important. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels. And Spirit just said we can have somebody in our life like that, where their emotions just run. And it's like, no, there has to be a stability to you, right? You can't just be a loose cannon like this. So just be aware of this. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, so we're starting off with your confidence is your key to success and balance. This moon is going to bring things into balance, and we need to be confident within ourselves. We're gaining our confidence. We're starting to see how we move forward in pride of self and power of self. But we can still waver at times. Know that we're taking this blessing. It's shining light. It's our passion. It's our power. But it's also being like that beacon in the dark. I'm just seeing a lighthouse. There is a sense of I'm following this light. So just be mindful that we can want to be pulled in like 18 million different directions. This is really honing our talents into one thing at a time during this time. And we're going to find that to be a bit tricky. The path is leading to places we didn't think it was going to. Here we have it to a portal in the sky. And I don't know if you can see that ladder, but it's awfully crickety. The rungs aren't even at all. And it could be there can be a real sense of I feel that it's unstable to move forward the way that I want to. And Spirit's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's time to embrace us, our desires, what we want, what we need, what we've been building towards. Now, reversed is expect powerful change. We're not expecting powerful change. Okay. This isn't going to be Okay, this is going to be a powerful change, but it's not going to come through as a powerful change at first. It's going to come through as something very small, something almost meaningless, right? Something that can be easily overlooked. But when you look back at it, it's like, oh, wow, that's where it started. Oh, wow, that was the shift, all right? And it's also embracing our path, what we desire, what we want, and moving towards that portal, towards that place of change. It brings us then with this, betrayal that happened. A new romantic cycle begins, and then we have fear. We can have fear around relationships, around moving us forward, but also around trust, around thinking that somebody can help like ease the burden because we're always let down. We cannot hide away in fear or think we know everything, because even if we are able to see a little bit further. Sometimes the road is very blurry when it comes to ourselves. So here, a new romantic cycle is starting, but we're resisting it. We're pushing it away. And it doesn't mean that we fall in love instantaneously, though for some of us it does. But what it does mean is that if we stop being fearful, if we stop hiding away, we will start falling in love with life again. And that's a beautiful thing. It moves us to the unexpected. The unexpected is most definitely coming. And it brings us then to, what do you need to release? As the unexpected comes, as we're getting these messages from the moon and yet we're pushing them away, we're kind of resisting it. What do we need to release? What do we need to release to let the unexpected come forward? Will we be bold and make the first move? Will we let ourselves change? Will we say, you know what, I'm done kind of hiding away? Will we be bold and open up that door and say, now I step into my existence, myself, my power? We then have purity, a purity of intention and absolute belief in ourselves. There's that saying, if you have, belief as small as a mustard seed, and a mustard seed is like a dot on a paper, like a period at the end of a sentence. If you have belief as small as that pure faith within ourselves, it will move us forward. A time to give rather than take is reversed. It's time to take of this energy purely, openly, honestly. A door is closing. A chapter has ended. Are we going to move forward in power of us? It brings us to trust reversed. And also energy is gaining momentum. This is reversed over the chariot. The energy of chaos of the reverse chariot is not gaining momentum, but we have to trust. We have to trust that we can move forward. We have to trust that we are protected. We have to trust in us, our angels, our guidance, our spirit to lead us forward. We have to trust that we know something, that we can start listening to ourselves and not feel fully adrift in life. It leads us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And this is the Four of Pentacles reversed. This is a release of vampiric energy. Be mindful that you're cutting ties with a lot of the negative that has held you, that has chained you, that has kept you back, kept you small. And as you break this, which I feel like it's going to be rather abrupt, it can lead you feeling overwhelmed. It can lead you feeling scared. And it's like, oh no, but I knew these chains. I don't know the existence forward. So just be aware of this. That as we're breaking these chains, we can kind of almost want to go back to the way it was, or we can go back and start, falling into those old, hurtful, harmful patterns that weren't expanding our soul. They were keeping us small. It leads us then to our subconscious spirit message here, which is gratitude reversed. We need to embrace being grateful. We need to say thank you to the universe, to our angels, to our spirit guides, to our ancestors, and maybe for some of us, we don't want to be thankful to them, to our ancestors. We could have something horrific that happened, and it can feel very counterintuitive to be grateful. We might not be there to be grateful to people who have hurt us, okay? Because that rings false for a lot of people. But to be grateful to us, to be grateful to our strength, to our power, to our transformation, to the Godhead that lives within us, that's a beautiful thing. To the angels that are guiding us, to the lives that we have lived that have enriched us, emboldened us, moved us forward. Gratitude can be so many different things. It can form itself in so many different ways. Let gratitude move forward. And first and foremost, be grateful for you. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the 10 of Wands. We've come to a conclusion. We've come to a completion of a cycle. We're looking at things, the weight that we've been carrying, the effort we've been putting into everything. And it's like, I'm letting things go. And I'm seeing what's important right now. There's a sense of, it's almost, what I'm seeing is you're carrying so much you didn't even know you had wings. It's time to fly. And it's time to let go of what has been crushing those wings into you and not raising you up. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message. Not tarot message, but Luna message. Have faith in your dreams. We have here sovereignty reversed. We are having difficulty having faith, having power in this moon. Have faith in your dreams. If you can't look at the moon and say, I have faith in the changing face of you, look in the mirror and say to yourself, I have faith in the changing face of me. All right. All right. Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed moon. Bye.